Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on this 24th day of February in 2026, part of the NDB Media Network. Sorry about our technical difficulties. I think we have them straightened out now, so we are good to go. Marcia, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm here in Northeast Florida, so I'm not getting all that snow some of you in the Northeast um, got and are getting. But I am originally from New York City, so I can feel your pain.
Well, I'm glad you can feel my pain because it has not been fun. So that's all I can say. But I would like to introduce our special guest today, Arno Horn. Arno, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's fun to be here. It's strange to hear you guys complain about snow because I've been complaining about rain for 2 days in LA. It's so cold.
I would so much rather have rain than snow. Take my word for it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Me too.
No. My other co-host, who's from South Africa, he complains about the weather there all the time. And then I was telling him what we were getting here and the temperature, and I converted it to Celsius. And he said, "Oh, you've got it wrong," because I said our temperature was minus 10 Celsius, and he went, "It is not. You converted it wrong." So I went, "Okay, let me look. I'll do it, on the web."
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Oh, Vernon, I am so sorry. I am wrong. It's minus 11." And then he hasn't said a word since that he was complaining about how cold it was. He lives in Cape Town, so
Yeah.
But anyway. But speaking of, you worked in Cape Town for a while, didn't you?
I did. I did. In the beginning of my career, I was in Cape Town. Yeah.
So, is there a big market for actors there, or did you do other things besides acting?
I did mostly acting when I was there. We have a season that there's a very good market to be in Cape Town.
Mm-hmm.
Starts around September and goes until February.
Mm-hmm.
If it's winter in the US or in other countries,
summer there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go to Cape Town because it's beautiful. It's summer there.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of productions move out there. So if you're there then and you have a good agent, good agency, you can stay busy. It's good.
Well, that's
industry.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
And what made you make the move to LA? Just opportunity?
Yeah, and I always wanted to be out here. I had a dream when I was 10 years old of the Hollywood
really?
sign.
Oh.
Yeah. In my dream, I saw the Hollywood sign or whatever, and I just woke up excited and ran to my parents, and I was like, I need to go to Hollywood.
And what did they say?
Ever since then, they've been very supportive and kind of pushed everything I do towards that direction to get me out here too. So yeah, they've been very supportive with regards to that.
So they wanted to get rid of you, you're telling me?
Yes. As far as possible as well, not just Cape Town, across the sea.
Now, what part of South Africa did you grow up in?
I grew up in the most northern part of South Africa, so in the state province called Limpopo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the city that I grew up in was Polokwane, which is the capital city of Limpopo, but compared to LA, it's not really a city. Quite small.
Well, that's good. And I guess you haven't done many verticals, or they just don't list them.
I haven't done that many. I've done quite a bit as day players or supporting and so on, but not as a lead. Not as yeah. Mason is my only one.
Yet,
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. So when you told your parents when you did your first vertical, and you had to try to explain it to them, how did you explain it to them?
It was very interesting. My parents are a little conservative, so Mason also has a bit of like intimate scenes in it. So I think that was the most difficult part to try and explain to them. But then once Mason was released and I like sent them the link to the app and everything and they could see how it was shot and whatever, it made a lot of sense to them. But up until that point, I think to them it was just he's shooting something.
We'll figure it out didn't know later. What, but they were glad you were working. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can just imagine. But Marcia, I am going to turn it over to you. I probably stole all your questions, but that's what I do.
hardly, but hi, Arno. Well, you talked about Mason. Well, Mason is unusual in a couple of ways, but it also has a sequel, which is
Yeah,
unusual.
we're trying to get a third. We're trying to get one in Cape Town, but
Wow. So
no,
how was it when you started and completed Mason? Did you already know that there was going to be a Mason too?
no, not at all. Um, which I think if I knew there was going to be a Mason 2, I probably would have played Mason 1 a little different. So I'm
Mm,
glad I didn't know that there was a Mason 2, because I think it helped keep Mason 1 true to that state of his life, at least, you know?
hmm And when you say that you hope that there is a Mason 3, hmm, hmm.
No, I hope there is one. When we did number 2, I was pitching the idea to them that we should go to Cape Town and shoot a third one in Cape Town, and then have some South African villains involved, because Mason is from Johannesburg, South Africa. So I thought, let's take the story back. Get some of my old friends that turn into rivals. But
Ah.
I don't think the idea stuck.
Well, as I said, it is rather unusual to have the satisfaction for fans too of
Yeah,
having a continuation of the story. What kind of feedback have you gotten from fans?
it's been really good with regards to Mason. I'd say it's been very
Hmm.
positive.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed the first one, and then was very excited that there was a second one. They
Hmm.
liked the fact that there was a bit more to the story, and see a bit
Hmm.
more of it. So it's been mostly positive feedback.
Do they give you suggestions for what they think?
They have suggestions for a third one, yeah, of this person coming in and backstabbing, or so they have their suggestions, yeah.
Hmm. And what Lauren should do?
It should kick Mason out and all, yeah. No, they have some suggestions for sure. Some of them are
Hmm.
really good too. I think if we sat around the table, we could definitely write a good Mason tree. There's
Hey,
good
there you go.
suggestions.
A fan roundtable with Arno and Faith. And
Maybe jot some ideas down and then run it through ChatGPT and write a script.
there you go. Have you thought about actually doing a script, not necessarily for Mason, but for another film or project?
Um, I have some script ideas. They're not
Mm-hmm.
close to pitching to anyone to start making anything, but I have some ideas that I think at some point I would like to pitch. Different. There's vertical ideas I think fits more the genre, and then there's some projects that hopefully later in life we can pitch to some
Mm-hmm.
bigger production companies.
Yeah. Because you've been involved in acting for a long time, yeah, since you were a little tyke.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite early roles that you had? Because you did some stage work and.
Um, there was a bunch growing up. We did quite a
Hmm.
lot of plays in high school. We did Robin Hood the one year, and
Ooh.
the only reason the role was very fun. It was like a smaller role because I was
Hmm.
in eighth grade. So the seniors usually get the lead roles, and then the juniors fill the spaces. So I was filling a
Hmm.
space, get to play one of the characters, and the teacher allowed me to put on my best Scottish accent that I could do at the time. Um,
Oh.
so that was really fun, going out every night and just putting on this accent. I also really enjoyed. We did a traveling production where we'd go to high schools and do their prescribed book that they need to read. We wrote a play of it and then performed the play, essentially.
Hmm.
I was the main character in that one, and that was also really fun. Not only because of the whole touring journey with the cast and everything, that's always super fun creating that bond with people, but the physical performance as well on stage, and it's quite a deep story of this. this kid, me. His brother took his life, but his
Mm.
dad and three other people through their companies are involved in him essentially taking his life. And then a new guy comes into school that wants to show me that my father and the headmaster and everybody is behind my brother's death. But I befriend him, and then at some point he betrays me. So it's this whole like making a new friend, being betrayed, dealing with my brother's death, finding out that my dad's behind it, and it's very emotional.
Mm.
It was very fun afterwards to see the kids' response to it as well, and how they enjoyed it. And
Mm. And you obviously got good feedback because you continued. If they told you you sucked, then they pretty much stopped.
yeah, well, the first year I did it, once you start the tour, there's no turning back, I guess.
Mm.
So the first year, the director, he was kind. We tried our best, you know. In the second year, we had more time to work on it. Me as well, because it's now the second year I've been through it a little bit. So looking back, my second year's performance was on a very different level. So I think the first year the director was kind of like, "Oh, this kid is not too great, but nothing we can do now," you know. Got to see it through. But it was good. I mean, it all added up to the second year being better, the getting the
Mm.
experience and all that.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Michael because we've got some action.
We do. We do. Um, Micah Bedino, I think that's right, says, let's be honest, we all are waiting for Mason 3. And then Ilaria Martin says, you've played both Mason, who evolves emotionally, and Matthew in the arrangement, a more ambiguous rival. Which roles do you enjoy more, emotionally evolving leads or darker villain characters? Or are you scared to answer that question on the grounds it may incriminate you?
No, no, it's no. That's just a tough question because I enjoy both of them. They're both such a different emotional journey, essentially. Like you get
Mhm.
into tap into a different emotional side yourself. Um, I enjoy the Yarrow arc uh, for the most of it, but doing a villain role every now. I did a villain. Give any spoilers, but we did a pirate one the other day, and I was the villain in that one too. And loved every second of it, especially as a pirate. So it's very difficult to say that I choose one of them. I think they're both super fun to do.
Variety is good for an actor anyway. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then she goes on to say, I liked you as Matthew a lot, actually. So
Conniving.
there
Yeah.
you go. There you go. What do you do? What do you do? Marsha, I'll go back to you now. You
Yeah,
can finish
when
your question.
yeah, I love the Wayback Machine. So I have that's Sherman and oh gosh, I forgot his name now. But anyway, it's an old cartoon where he puts a coin in the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody, and
Mr.
they go back way back. So we've kind of already been in the Wayback Machine, but I just wanted to point that out because he's fun. But I personally I love South African accents. I'm a major sci-fi nerd geek, and I love Stargate and Stargate SG-1. I don't know if you've ever watched Stargate, but we had there was an actor who played a baddie. His name was Cliff Simon, and he was from South Africa. And I have done a lot of panels and presentations at conventions and whatnot. And he would always, I loved his accent. He would pronounce my name Marcia, and I just love that Marcia instead of Marcia, which is my American pronunciation.
Yeah.
But so, but so since you've been in America, were there any surprise? What were the biggest surprises about coming to America? Were there any, or did you already have a pretty much lay of the land?
No, no, not at all. Uh, Nothing could have prepared this small town boy for LA. Like that was my first move. You know, that's where I came straight into LA, and I've honestly I moved in with an older couple because I came out to study first at the New York Film Academy, and I kind of like moved in with them, and they helped me out so much and helped with the like adapt process, but
Mhm.
it was crazy. I was scared to death. Like I taking a train or a bus anywhere, I was scared to death.
Mhm.
Um, but I got used to it pretty quickly, and yeah, I mean, now I love LA. It was very
Mhm.
frightening at first for
Mhm.
me, but it's
Yeah.
awesome.
When I'm originally from New York City, and there everything is crowded and and whatnot. But when I came down to Florida, when you mentioned buses, I would take the bus, and I got on the bus, and there weren't a lot of people there, and somebody got on the bus and they sat right next to me, and I was like, well, there are other seats, right? Like over there.
Yeah, no.
So, is that something that South African that you would encounter where people want to actually be with other people and get to know people? Was that different?
I think in South Africa, yeah, very much. We're also very private. Like once we're at home, we have our 2 meter high walls and whatever, so we
Mhm.
keep our private. But if we're in a social environment, yeah, we like to mingle and get to know people and
Mhm.
find out a little more about people. And that's another thing that I quite enjoyed about LA. About LA is
Mhm.
so many culture out here. It's like such
Yes.
diverse culture out here, and you get to learn so much about so many
Mhm.
different culture groups. And
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoy that.
You were in a short called Touch, talking about being with other people. And Touch is about a kind of near future society where touch is regulated by the powers that be. That was an interesting short film.
It was. That's interesting that you put. I kind of forgot about that one a little bit. But that is
Mm,
an interesting concept. Um, I wouldn't do too well in a society like that. I'll be honest.
yeah. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of The Handmaid's Tale, which
Mm,
is a series. It started out as a book and then as a movie and then a series about kind of the regulation of reproduction and touch and who you can be with and who you can't. And there have been a lot of movies like that. Um,
mm,
but and the it's a challenge to bring new sci-fi concepts to an audience, and I think about the vertical um, genre and where it might be going because we've
mm.
seen some changes and some different kinds of films. What kinds of changes have you seen since you've been in doing verticals?
Let me think about it. I don't want to step on any toes when I answer this. Um, I think just it feels a lot more like it has a bit more of a purpose now. In the beginning, it felt very much like it was just trying to be mass produced very quickly at a rush. And everybody jumped on the train. It's like we have a feature film to make in 9 days. Let's go. Um, but now it kind of feels like people are really taking whatever they are giving it and reworking it to make it a good story or a good script
Yeah.
or a little more intriguing, at least. Not just get it out there. It was given to us. Let's just send it. Let's make it a good project. Let's invest a bit in it.
Hmm.
And I enjoy that because I think verticals is here to stay. So we should stop pretending like it's just another vertical. It's not nothing major. I think it's here to stay. I think it is a new industry, and if we truly invest some passion and energy into it, we could be the front runners of it. So
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that there's now a lot more production companies that are truly passionate about it and not just
Hmm.
trying to throw it out.
Yeah. And as you develop as an actor, I understand I haven't seen too many comedic roles for you, but you've been kind of looking at the comedy. Um,
I would love to. I would love to do comedy. Especially, it's something I'm starting to enjoy right now. I've always seen myself in high school and stuff. I did a lot of comedy. I did like poems and plays and whatever that was very comedic, and I enjoyed that. I love getting the laughs. But then I always had this idea of I'm going to be the lead, the serious guy, with that emotional journey and stuff, and kind of in learning and investing in that. But recently I've been looking at Kramer and Seinfeld again, and Mr. Bean and all of them for their physical comedy and they like just great comedy timing and everything, to try and study them, because I would like to get into comedy again. It's very fun. You should be good at it, because it is an art in itself, I think.
It certainly is.
And rhythms and stuff, but I would love to play with comedy.
It is so wonderful that you mentioned Seinfeld. I can quote Seinfeld to you all day long. I absolutely.
Yeah.
It's and it's just so interesting because it's kind of New York humor, but that resonates with you somehow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely pick up that it's New York humor, but once you get into the friend group, that's what I say. It's like I've watched it so much that I'm part of the friend group now. The humor makes sense. The humor also makes sense,
Well, and there's a board game. There's a whole video game and whatnot. So we'll have to get together in LA and play.
All
talk
Seinfeld. Yeah.
And Kramer is his physical comedy too.
Thinkable. No, it's something to study. Really, he's great at it.
The pratfalls, the whole thing. Now you got me thinking Seinfeld, but yeah, good choice. Michael, do you want it back before I?
Yeah, let me get back for a few minutes. Micah says, do you think vertical storytelling changes the way actors connect with the audience?
Tough question. I think it does. I don't think it should. But I think it does. I want to just leave it there. I don't want to.
No. I mean, when I was looking at it, I was thinking about it, and I go, I don't know. I think maybe what it could be. I mean, if you are in, like you were just talking about Seinfeld, if you're in the friends group of Seinfeld is your life, and that is what you focus on. And I really believe the people that I have met online that are into verticals, totally focused on verticals. Yeah. And I think maybe that's what they were trying to say. I mean, it's almost an obsession. And they are obsessive to watch. I mean, you get hooked and pulled in. And that's what I'm thinking. I mean, hey, I'm doing a vertical panel with Marcia's help at WonderCon in Anaheim in a couple of weeks. So, it's like, I mean, I understand the craziness that's out there. So, and sadly, we're in it too. But, you do what you have to do. Where would you like to go for your next project, and not Mason 3 in South Africa? Is there someplace else you would like to go to film or do a project in that you have not been to yet?
There's quite a lot of places I would love to go. I think Turkey would be fun. I want to go to Turkey to film one out there. Or if it's in the US, I guess I don't know enough about Florida, but I would like to go to Florida to film one down there. Just to get a feel for the land, to see what Florida's all about. Yeah.
And then you might move to Florida. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
You never can tell where you might end up. When you first moved to the US, you were going to school. Were you working in jobs while you were doing that, or were you just going to school until you graduated and then you started doing some acting things or things like that?
I couldn't really work. I was on a student visa at the time.
Then you couldn't work. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So unfortunately, my course was 2 months, and then COVID hit, so the last 2 weeks was all online, and then I got stuck in the US because I couldn't fly back. But I kind of used that excuse to try and find sponsorships and everything so I can get the work visa. So it
Hmm.
worked out well. But I wasn't able to work in that time.
So timing was everything in that case, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
If you if COVID hadn't hit, do you think your career path would have been different? Maybe where you were going to end up?
Um, yeah, I think so. I think so. But for me, I think COVID worked out positively. Like COVID gave me the time to be in the US and sort out a sponsorship to get an O1 visa and all of that.
Hmm.
So if that didn't happen, I probably would have had to go back after the 2 months that I studied without
Hmm.
any of that. And then would have started the struggle of having to get back to the US again from South Africa.
And then having to do all the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably would have taken me a lot longer to get out to the US if it hadn't happened.
Yeah. And this is the last question I'm going to do. Ayuki Girl asks, do you think Japan will ever produce a vertical? And if that was possible, would you ever consider doing voice acting with the anime business too, if you were over in Japan for a little while?
I would. I don't know if I have a voice for anime though, but it sounds like fun. I would love to give it a try for sure. I did some radio voiceover work in Joburg, Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
Might be wrong, but I think it was from age 17 till I was 19 or something. I played a character over the radio, so did some voiceover work there.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's enjoyable. It's fun. I like it. It's maybe if they do a vertical and they get me out there, I'm not
You never
going to say I
know,
won't
huh?
give it a try. Yeah, if someone gives me an opportunity, I'll say yes for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Marcia, your final round.
Yeah, I saw. I also like looking at people's Instagram and social media because that shows me what you want us to see, some of the things that you want us to see. But you had what looked like a bulletin board with a bunch of post-it notes and stuff on it. And is that you? Do you have a project board or what do they call it? A
Yeah,
um, visual vision board.
yeah. It's kind of like that. It's just a board that I jot a bunch of stuff down that I find helpful at this time in my life, essentially, like notes, Bible verses, quotes,
Mm-hmm.
photos, whatever. If I feel I need some inspiration, I just look at my board and I pick up those quotes, and they change quite a bit. They move around quite a bit depending on the season that I'm in, essentially. But yeah, it's like a little vision board.
Huh. I used to have one of those. I think I may do one again because I was inspired by your in your vision board. So I think I may start that up again. So thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious in South Africa. Are reality shows popular there? Like the Survivor and Amazing Race or cooking shows?
Yeah,
What's
Survivor is very big in South Africa. Um, Amazing Race was also, I don't know if it still is as big, but I remember growing up it was pretty big. We watched it.
hmm
Um, and there's some new South African reality shows now also coming out that are getting a lot of attention,
Ooh,
definitely.
like what?
Yeah, it's called Boer Soek 'n Vrou Op Ice, I think is a new one that just came out. It's mostly dating shows. It's like
Uh-huh.
I think the US now has one as well. Farmer finds a wife or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've seen all those. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a South African version. They've been
hmm
doing it out in South Africa for like 10 years now. But yeah,
Yeah.
that gets a lot of attention. People do watch that.
So, Arno, if you had to pick a reality show to actually be on as a contestant, it can be anything: dancing show, cooking show, survivor type show, brain show.
Definitely not cooking, definitely not a brain show. No, I'll probably want to do something like a survivor challenge. Something
Uh-huh.
like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
hmm
think that's super fun. Being challenged like we also my mom sent me a picture the other day. Me and my cousin built our own little hide when we were young in the field on the farm.
Oh,
or
cool.
building our own little shelter and whatever. So
Oh,
I'll do
that
Survivor.
is cool.
Fun to kind of like go out and build your own shelter, try to survive for a little bit. Don't like
Mm.
mosquitoes though, but we'll figure that one out.
Oh, bugs. I learned about
Yeah.
bugs here in Florida. Like they have more bugs than people here. It's like
Oh,
Jurassic Park.
now I don't know if I want to film in Florida.
Well, it has alligators too, so you know.
Yeah. But well, that is really cool. Also, my last question is food must be different. So, what is your favorite American snack or food that you've discovered since you've been here? Or
Um,
one or two of them?
both unhealthy snacks, but so um, I love Cheez-Its. Oh, like I have to stay away from them because otherwise I'll have it every day. So
That's
I
hilarious.
kind of keep myself away from them, and then if there's a little small packet on set, I'll grab one. But at home, I need to stay away from them. And then peanut butter cups and chocolate chip cookies. Oh my goodness, that's my weakness. I have a chocolate chip
Mhm.
cookie at home at all time. Like before I go to bed, I just have one chocolate chip cookie or a couple of chocolate.
Or a
There you go.
case.
Okay, sometimes it's been a long
It's
day.
amazing control. I think the person who put peanut butter and chocolate together needs like the Academy Award or the Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
That was one
Oh,
of my requests on Mason was to they
is
asked
it?
me if I wanted a snack on set, and I was like, I would
Uh,
love it with peanut butter cups. And so
oh,
there's peanut
cool.
butter cups every day
I'll
on
have
set.
to
Which is
remember
really
that.
cool.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And what might you have that's coming out that you can talk about next? Is there something we should look for?
Um, the next one would be the pirate one coming out. Kiss
Hmm.
Kiss of a Pirate King, I think is what it's called. Should be coming out pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks. Um,
Ooh,
and that's
love
it
that.
for now. Yeah, been shooting for a couple more things, but I think I'm happy.
Excellent. All right. We'll be looking for that. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and letting us into Arno's world.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's been really fun.
Yeah, Arno, thank you again for coming. Thank you, audience, for being patient while we were going through our technical difficulties. I hope it was all worth your wait. We do appreciate your comments. We appreciate your patronage. And hopefully we can have Arno back at another time.
Yeah, we want to catch
When he
up.
has some new stuff coming out. We'd appreciate that. But
Fun.
everybody out there in the chat room, thank you very much for coming. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.